Hello brothers, welcome back to the channel guys. How you all doing? When I say brothers, I mean brothers and sisters, but you know, am I going to be that inclusive? No, apologies. I do say lads all the time, and then I've seen some of my lovely female audience in the comments saying I hate when Drew says lads because he's not being inclusive, and I'm like, brother, I've done it again. But I'm like, brothers and sisters, lads means it's an inclusive term. Lads just means everyone. Okay, I know it sounds like I'm saying just men, willies, you know what I mean? I'm including everyone. Anyway, Johnny Booth, Get Well Soon. They have a new song called Get Well Soon. I fucked that completely. It's Johnny Booth with a new song called Get Well Soon. And I didn't massively love the last album. I thought it was good. There are some fucking fantastic songs. Collapse in the Key of Fireworks is S tier. Such a good song. I just didn't vibe with a lot of the songs on the album, and I didn't love the album as much as a lot of people seemed to do as well. So that's okay. That's okay. I'm more than open to having my mind changed about the band. I think they're fantastic. I think they do stuff really, really well. But I just wasn't as wowed by the album as a lot of people seem to be. But, you know, I'm happy that people are really enjoying them. And I look forward to potentially having my opinions of this band absolutely flipped on their head. I just listened to the new Loathe track, so I feel like Johnny Booth is pretty much in the same ballpark as Loathe in terms of like the overall tones of the guitars and the heaviness. So I'm in that right mind space right now because I've just checked out the Loathe song, and obviously my brain's wired for that sound right now. So let's go. Get Well Soon, Johnny Booth. This is like a room recording. Oh, Jesus. Jesus. What? Oh. Jesus. Why is Chino Moreno playing the drums? Terrible show, sorry. Actually not the worst show. That fucking call out was filth. He's reaching outward. He never felt like this before. Speaking. This feels like Black Skinhead by Kanye West. Boom, 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 boom. Oh my god, they faked me out. I thought we were just gonna get blasted there. This is very, very odd, but I like it. Sick. I shouldn't be sitting down for this. This is not a sit-down song. Fuck. Jesus Christ, man. when they pull out the like dissonant notes in their breakdowns, it's game over. That's why I love Collapse in the Key of Fireworks so much, because it's like wow, 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 like it's fucking nuts. That's my shit, man. That was so fucking sick. That was better than the Loathe song. For what it was better than the Loathe song. Cancel me. All right, that was better. Okay, so what I mentioned in the Loathe video, I'm sure if you listen to the Loathe video, you watched the Loathe video, you probably watched this. Sonically, same ballpark. This one was better than the Loathe track as a single. Obviously, the Loathe album might be fantastic. We'll see. Who knows? I'm sure it will be. I'm sure this, whatever the fuck they got going for this one, will be fantastic as well. But am I going to become a Johnny Booth fan? We'll see. But let's just, if you've seen that video, you'll know that what I've been doing recently is just going on unnecessarily long deep dives on songs, because it's just fun to jump into the nitty gritty and like listen to it again in a more analytical way. Normally I take a lot of notes and then just talk about them, but I think it's more fun to actually just listen to the song again and kind of like discuss each moment and why I like certain parts and why maybe I don't like certain parts. So let's jump into this one again. Let's let it play, and I'll skip to the parts that are relevant for talking points. Song starts with like an open room mic, I guess. You can hear like background noise and shit like that. And then into the studio. Okay, so again, talking points. This is what we're here for. If you want to listen to the full song, go listen to the full video. And anyways, I don't know why I said and there. There's just no need to say and. But anyway, this kind of a start to a song is generally a little bit jarring for me. I know this will probably be in the middle of an album somewhere where all of a sudden they break into this. It'll make more sense. But when I heard this, I was like, oh God, this is going to be a long 3.5 minutes of just pure fucking noise. I get it. It's not just noise. It's heavy shit. It's breakdowns. But I am sitting in a fucking room. Like, sometimes they just don't hit the same as when you hear this live. But obviously with Johnny Booth and what they have been like good with in the past, that maybe I was wrong about with my review of the album. Maybe I need to go back and listen to it. But I just think in the album format, sometimes they're a little bit too heavy and it's a bit mental, but they do a lot of stuff to break it up, which was very prominent in this, but they always seem to get back to that chunk. Anyways, this start had me a bit worried because I was like, oh, this is just going to be an absolute onslaught of like heaviness where it's like almost so distorted and so like just wall of sound that I can't actually find any moments to enjoy it. That was not the case, because they did have moments where it just completely cuts off. They have some experimental moments, some like percussive elements that are a little bit cool and like unique and you know, just creative. So this start was obviously a bit like, oh goodness, but we'll keep going. Like, it's just the vocals are just so hidden. Like, it's very hard to like just, you kind of get lost because the vocals aren't really the prominent point. Similar to what we heard in the Loathe song again, where like Kadeem's vocals are never really front and center. So it's just kind of like just bah, and then the vocals are just in there, and you're kind of like, all right, I don't really know what to be focusing on right now. It's just wall of sound. Drumming is mental. Okay, so up until this point, a minute in to a 3.5 minute long song, I think I'm a little bit just like paralyzed by how chaotic this is. And sometimes that happens where I'm just like, I don't know what to do. Sensory overload. It's not like necessarily the most groovy thing in the world because there's so much happening in the mix that it's just hard to even find the rhythm because it's so fast paced as well. It's almost like there was a nice little drum section there towards the end of this minute and beautiful. But up until this point, I'm kind of just like, right, lads, you have my attention, but like, Jesus Christ, it's almost you have my attention so much that it becomes this just overstimulation, and it has the opposite effect where I lose interest because it's just. But this is where things start to pick up for me. This part is silly. I think it's because there's more context to the breakdown. Because at the start of this song, it's just song starts, whereas this one is like, even that little bit of context just makes certain things hit a little bit harder for me. So that's that. It's also just a little bit easier of a groove to follow. And this part is really cool. This reminds me of boom, 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 or whatever the beat goes like in the Black Skinhead track by Kanye West. Doom, 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 doom. It has that same kind of vibe. I think it's bass. It's like a bass synth anyway. I don't know if it's actual bass guitar. I don't think it's a bass guitar. Oh, it's bass. Is it? See, this is cool. This is experimental. I know this. Look, if you want the full reaction, you've just had it. But like all this stuff is just space. It's time to breathe. It's context. It's creativity. It's unique. It's different. It's kind of like genre blending in a way, because I guess these guys are kind of like post-hardcore or metalcore. I don't even know what the genre is. I just give up with genres because no matter what you say, someone's like, well, it's actually this. Shut up. So Get Well Soon, Johnny Booth, has a lot of moments in it like this where it's kind of just like breaking away from the monotony of what we heard at the start of the song. The first minute is just like chaos. It's so jarring for an entire song to be like that. So obviously that's not the case, but I did worry that this whole song was going to be like this. But this part here is really, really cool. Oh, so it is actually a bass tone that got pulled off there, I guess. We've obviously got it running through some kind of like, you know, some plugin or some shit to get it sounding like that. I don't know. It's kind of cool. Like, it sounds like a bass line, but it just doesn't sound like it's coming from a bass guitar. Does that make any sense? Now, this part is fucking definitely unique. This is like some trippy psychedelic stuff. It almost sounds like something from Igor when you listen to the drum patterns. And then there's like a fucking... It feels like I'm in a hospital or something with that little beeping sound. It's like a monitor or something. Trippy as fuck. And you got the baritone chords coming in as well, just to break up. This part here. Yeah. Well, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, well. It's actually funny because this is probably the song I would have used as an example when I'm talking about this part. But anyway, I'm not going to go back to that. But me trying to explain why this good is like me trying to explain why like fucking eating food like a pizza is good. Like it's just some things don't need to be explained. When that breakdown hits, all right? So let's just try and do it, I guess. So I think, do you know what? Sometimes it's that simple. If there's some fucking sort of dissonance to break up the monotony of that, like, although that tone is great and I love that modern metal guitar tone, and like the low end is just so ridiculous and it sounds fucking gnarly. Again, I used the comparison in Loathe's song of like a fucking chainsaw sound. That this isn't quite as like sharp and spiky as Loathe's guitar tone. I think spiky is how I describe Loathe's guitar tone. This isn't as like low and like grisly as Loathe's guitar tone, but it doesn't have to be. I would actually prefer it to be less grisly so you can kind of hear the frequencies a little bit more. And then they've accented it with like that little note that they're putting in the end of that, at the end of each bar or whatever it is the difference between a fun groove and a groove that makes you want to fucking tear down walls. You know what I mean? That kind of shit is right up my street. And it was building and building and building, and I was kind of like, yeah, okay, it's building and it's heavy, of course, yeah, they're pissed off. But like when they land on that fucking drop, Yeah, need I describe any further? It's fucking sick. Like, just give me that any day of the week. Also, that little, like, isolated bass section right before the breakdown, very Knocked Loose as well. What song is it? To be honest, most songs on the Knocked Loose album, the most recent one, I don't know what the song is. You know what I'm talking about. The one where they do the cool call out, bend the knee, son of God, or whatever it is. I think it's something similar to that. But yeah, I mean, I think my reaction and my thoughts speak for themselves. I fucking enjoyed that more than the Loathe song anyway, which is no knock on Loathe. It's just more of a congratulations to Johnny Booth. Maybe I need to go back and check out that album at some point, moments elsewhere. I have a album review of it on YouTube if you want to go check that out. I didn't actually post my full album reaction. I just posted the review part because I wanted to try something different, and it flopped drastically. And yeah, people just didn't really seem to agree with me, and maybe I just need to go back and listen to it in my own time. So anyways, guys, that's all from me. If you did enjoy the video, please leave a like. If you have not subbed yet, please do so. It would be very much so appreciated. May is outrageously stacked. We've already had Loathe. We've already had Johnny Booth. We've probably had some other releases that I haven't even heard about today. We've got Sleep Token at the end of the month. We've got Viljarta. We've got fucking I think Linkin Park. I don't really care about Linkin Park, but like, you have to include them in a list to make something sound exciting. And yeah, so stick around and I'll see you in the next one. Love you. Bye.